AI consultant, which is
Okay.
basically how to leverage your knowledge and expertise and leverage AI, build a business with systems that it runs without you so that you have money steady coming in, whether you have to do a live. If you want to get rich, the fastest way to do that is to solve a big problem for rich people. The reason why most people don't have success is they don't stick with it long enough. They don't know how to focus. They get sidetracked from other shiny objects when it's not working. The amount that you charge is solely based on your internal belief.
Welcome back to the Building Billions podcast. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. I've been seeing y'all like, I've been seeing y'all share, I've been seeing y'all comment. I appreciate that. Tonight, y'all in for a treat. We done had a lot of six-figure conversations. We done had a lot of seven-figure conversations. But tonight, we about to have an eight-figure conversation. I got my guy, Mr. Arturo Johnson, CEO of Arturo Johnson Consulting. Man, this guy has so many accolades. I can't even speak for him. I'm going to let him speak for himself. Welcome to Dallas, my guy. How you doing?
Let's go, man. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me, bro. Definitely appreciate it. And appreciate the hospitality, too. That's a Southern hospitality. You really, really did that, bro. Appreciate
Hey, man,
you.
I'm from Mississippi, bro. Like, this the Southern, man. It's
Yeah,
the
for
South,
sure.
bro. So hospitality is my key, bro.
Yeah,
And
nice.
really, hospitality in business, I think, is like one of the most overlooked things. Like, if you can be what's the word I'm looking for?
Hospitable, yeah.
Hospitable, bro, you can go a long way, bro.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I was just doing a talk. I just spoke at a conference earlier today, and I was telling them that I really didn't figure out like my purpose of what I wanted to do until I was like 35 years old. And I'm 42 now, but in the 15 years I was kind of on that journey. I thought I was lost, but I wasn't. I was just that overnight success that you're seeing now was 15 years in the making, bro. And I was waiting tables at that time. And as I'm up there talking to, maybe it's probably like only like 100, 200 people in the room. But I was saying is that my communication and my skill set to have quick conversations with so many people and a volume like that every single day, my gift of gab, my way to build connection with people quickly, anticipate people's needs, but also how to read people, you know what I mean?
People, yeah.
To understand that it's certain types of individuals that you have to learn how to communicate with them on certain levels.
Yes.
And develop that skill set to now I got this entrepreneurship process going down, but it was the foundation of those skills, having a conversation with people
Yes.
that, you know, the same way you say something to somebody, it's not going to land the same way sometime, or sometimes you got to have a different type of conversation with other people. And that communication that I learned from just hours and hours of just speaking to, man, hundreds of people will come through. Sometimes we have nights of 500 reservations on the books, and I got a 3-table section. I'm turning and burning, trying to make as much money as I can, man. That's 50 to 75 people that you're waiting on in a night. And that foundation of just like talking to people is really why I'm more comfortable kind of doing public speaking, podcasts, and talking on stages.
Yeah. Speaking of foundation, where you from originally?
So I'm originally from Chicago, South Side Chicago.
South Side
Jeffrey Manor,
Chicago.
baby. So I lived there till I was 18, and then I moved to Nashville.
Okay.
And I lived in Nashville recently up until 2004. I just moved to Indy. So that's how I met Francis and Elijah.
Okay.
So I moved there, and now I'm just doing my thing.
All right. From the South Side of Chicago,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Talk to me about growing up, man. I know you're an 8-figure earner now, but has it always been that way?
Nah, hell no. So, we moved probably 13 times in the 18 years I was in Chicago. And one of those years we moved to Detroit and then moved back. So I moved twice in 1 year. And growing up on the South Side is just, it's the jungle, right? And so there's no minding your business. There's no keeping to yourself. There's, the gazelles and the lions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And,
You eat or get eaten.
yeah. And so even the scary dude's tough.
Yeah.
That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So, we all come up in the belly of the beast, but when I look back at it, it's just we were just all trying to survive, right? And we just had different ways to do it, and it wasn't all bad, right? Like some of the skills that I learned was resilience, right? Like I learned how to read people and read situations real quickly. I learned how to think on my feet. I learned how to spot opportunities, right? You know what I'm saying? And then I learned how to communicate to sell at that time. So a lot of those skills, I just realized that one of the things I tell my cousins, because you know a lot of people in my family's in the street still, is that we learned entrepreneurship. We just was focusing on selling the wrong product. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And in saying that, it was like, oh, you know, as I grew up and evolved, I was like, yeah, we were selling the wrong product and we were selling it to broke people. So we losing. Why won't we try selling something that's perpetual to rich people where, you know, the price didn't matter? And that's how I was like, okay, I can use something like this, the digital marketing and the AI. That's how I can get rich.
Yes.
So to go back to what you're saying, so you know, being in Chicago, man, it is tough, but I wouldn't change it. And I wouldn't change it because like the little things that go on in entrepreneurship and life and business, they can kind of set you back, but they can't sit you down. You know what I'm saying? So in doing that, I've known and I've literally seen every type of situation that could be thrown possible. And that's really helped me develop as a man and especially in business.
Facts. So if I was to go back to Chicago and your stomping grounds, how would your friends describe who you were?
So I was more of a quiet. I wasn't like the big rah-rah tough guy. I kind of, everybody knew I was kind of smart, kind of a nerdy type dude, but I was also affiliated and cool with the guys. I wasn't necessarily like a gangbanger, but I lived in a neighborhood where some of the tougher dudes their little brothers was in my class. So I'm smart, they cool, we was all cool, we go hoop. So I mean, I wasn't really like a outlier. I was just like a regular dude in Chicago, just trying to mind their own business and kind of do it. Right. So they would just kind of see me as AJ back then. Yeah,
AJ. Yeah. So, did you go to college?
Yeah. So, lived in Chicago till I was 18, and then my senior year of high school, I was like, well, I want to try something out, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, so applied to a couple of schools, and I only got into one, and it just happened to be in Nashville. And so I moved to Nashville. So that's how I ended up in Nashville. And then I did the first semester. I thought I wanted to do like be a dentist or whatever, but bro, you had to go to class on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for biology, right?
Right.
But then they had a lab that was 3-4 hours long. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, what? And then sometimes they had classes on Saturday. I'm like, first of all, y'all got me in all these classes, and then y'all want me to come to school on a Saturday? Nah, that wasn't for me. So I realized right then that the path of, you know, dentistry wasn't in my future. So then I just started working, and I was kind of working side hustles. That's kind of how I started busting tables. Okay. And then I was selling waters during CMA Fest, which is like a country music festival in Nashville. You know, I had a girlfriend at the time where she's on food stamps, so she'd give me the link card. I can go and buy the waters at the dollar store, and I would go sell them on the bridge for $2, make a profit, and then I kind of re-up. And then I was doing that, and then I was working the Titans game, selling beer on Sundays. So I always had some little hustle, right? Yeah. I was always trying to get to the bag real quick. And that's what I was trying to do with waiting tables and then selling life insurance, which is kind of when I first got into kind of entrepreneurship, which is like I didn't have a job necessarily, right? I had to go out there and hunt for what I eat, and I liked it. The problem was the insurance part just wasn't the vehicle. And then transition to that's kind of how I got into entrepreneurship and kind of what I'm doing right now. Yeah.
Right. So are you still focusing to life insurance right now?
So I don't sell life insurance, but I'm like the king of leads. So I have an agency that generates leads and does marketing and sales for life insurance agents for them to get clients. So if you're a life insurance agent and the biggest problem that you have is you need people to call every single day to try to sell them life insurance. So I'm one of the top, if not the top person that does that personally as an agency. And then, so I don't sell it. I sell lead generation AI funnels to them.
Bingo.
So that's and the reason why I still do that is because I keep my finger on the pulse of my expertise, which is having the highest acumen for digital marketing, right?
Right.
So I came up through Sam Ovens, which is like the godfather of high ticket coaching. Him and Alex Hormozy partner. Everybody know who Alex Hormozy is.
Yes.
And they launched school. Well, that was my mentor. That's how I learned how to do everything I did, was from the GOAT. And so from there, that's when I realized something was happening. I went to Podcast Summit.
Okay.
And I'm at Podcast Summit, and I'm always perspicacious. I'm looking for opportunities.
Right.
And me and Elijah is there, and everybody keeps saying the same thing. I'm trying to start a podcast. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to get my message out there.
Right.
And that's when I realized that people don't have clarity on who they serve or what they sell.
Right.
And I'm like, because if you know that, then you would take action, and the clarity leads to action. And so if you're unclear, that's why you're still trying to solve it. So I'm like, well, this is the thing that I help people with. So I dust off some stuff I'm doing because, I'm writing a book. And then I'm like, okay, now it's time for me to publish this and really talk about AI consulting, which is basically how to use your knowledge and expertise and leverage AI to help you build not just a product, because everybody's just teaching you how to build a product,
right,
but how to build a business with systems that it runs without you, so that you have money steady coming in, whether you have to do a live or a challenge or whatever it is. Those things work, but if you don't work, then you don't eat. So I'm like, well, I need a system that people can see my content, they can watch a video, and then from there they can decide to book with me, and then I'm hopping on the call. Because even if you do a challenge, right, you still got to hop on the call, take the 2,000 to 1,000 down, you still hopping on the call. So what about if I don't even talk to all those people until we hop on the call? And so that's really what I'm helping people structure, right?
And you got a unique name to that system, right? Is it like the one-man business?
It's a one-person business model.
One-person business model, okay.
Yeah. So it's the concept sounds sexy, but it's the same thing. Like, at the end of the day, money changes hands when problems are solved. So one person has a system that works for them, you know what I'm saying, and they're using their expertise and knowledge, whatever that thing is. For example, mine was, at the time, it was just Facebook ads, right?
Okay.
So I was one person that had a skill that could use Facebook advertising to generate leads that if somebody paid me $10 for, they can make $100 off of, which is life insurance agent. They pay me $10 for a lead. They can sell a policy today for somebody for $100 a month. Right, like they will make a commission off. That makes sense, right?
That makes sense.
So now I'm like, okay, so now I got a system. Now the question becomes, how do I find more insurance agents to do this? Well, I could try and go and talk to them myself, or I can create one video and have them run through a funnel, right? So now I got a marketing system that runs 24/7 without me doing anything, qualifying and disqualifying people, and then I'm only hopping on the phone to talk to people that know they already got a problem, they already tried something in the past, and they're willing to pay me top dollar to solve it. So that's the one-person business model, is how do you have a system that runs without you having to need to hire W-2 people, right? And then you can piece in a VA, a freelancer, like an editor or something like that. Keep your profit margins high, your business lean, and that's how you scale.
And you can use that model for any industry,
that's
right?
The principle is you can use it for anything. And I tested it in insurance, which is the hardest industry to do it in. To prove it, and so that it's battle tested, that is, probably got $100 million in sales through it, that I know it works. And so now it's like, how do we apply that to barbers, videographers, right? Like all these other people that I'm starting to get attracted to.
Right.
And that's where the whole book Productize came from, which is how to turn your knowledge and information and skill set uniquely into a product, right?
Let's not skip over the $100 million in sales, bro. You can't just lightly say that and just keep going, bro. So $100 million in sales, I'm assuming that's for your clients.
Yeah, that's the total for my clients, right? So over the time of, like, the way it works is, so you have life insurance agents and agencies, and they need leads to generate sales. And so what happens is they get commission off of those sales. Well, independent agents, they get paid 1-for-1. And so the way my business is set up, it's only for people that are like top producers, which is like really high level salespeople, basically, right? And so, like, got a 19-year-old kid that's about to write $1 million in insurance. At 19 years old, had $100,000 week last week. Now those numbers are outliers, so every single one of my clients don't have that. But is always at least 5 to 10 of my clients that are just outliers where they ripping off $100,000 a month. So in doing that for the last almost decade, you know, you just end up with a bunch of case studies. You know what I mean?
Bingo.
But again, honestly, the reason why I skipped over the 100 million is because it didn't start out like that, and it still seemed kind of unreal to me, surreal, I guess is the better word. But you know, in the beginning, it was rough, and I wasn't getting results, and I had to give a bunch of refunds, and I was over promising, under delivering, but it wasn't to try to scam people. It was just my ambition was like, man, I can help you. If you need my help, I can help you. If you need my help, I can help you. And then once I really mastered the art of digital marketing, that's when it kind of took off.
Yes. So it seems like you were working, you found the problem,
right?
You solved the problem, you created a business model around the problem to help other people.
Yeah. 100%.
And it started in your life insurance business, correct?
Correct. I had the problem first, which was
Right.
I was a life insurance agent that I didn't have leads to call. I'm sitting in there dialing out of the phone book, and I'm like, this is dumb. I'm like, why hasn't nobody figured this out? So I'm either going to figure out a solution to this or I'm going to quit. And I'm going to go back to waiting tables.
Okay.
So I started looking around like, who has figured this out? And that's how I got led on to Sam Ovens. I'm looking around on social media, and boop, one of his ads hit me. So I kind of watched this video. Again, he got a system. He's talking about this same system, which is he's done $36 million in 1 year off one funnel. And he's like, everybody else has got 10 funnels. And he's talking about people doing challenges, Instagram lives, all this other stuff that people are doing. He's like, I've done it off one funnel. But now you got my attention, right?
Right.
So, anyways, that's kind of how that got on my radar. And then from there, I use that to get leads myself, and I'm like, this work, and it's easy. And then from there, I talked to another guy that was in my agency, and he made his $600 sale. I helped him close it, and then I get a knock on the door. Alan, he's like the compliance dude, is like, hey, Arturo, great job. Can you come to my office real quick? I'm thinking I'm about to get an award or something like Rookie of the Year. He's like, man, you can't use social media to market your business because you can't. Some of the stuff you're saying you can't say. So I'm like, wait a minute. I had the best month I ever had. Last 8 months I've been struggling. You want me to go back to doing that? I'm like, okay. Well, the answer's simple. I'm gonna leave, and then I'm gonna make all you guys my customers. So now I got a purpose. I got a chip on my shoulder, and I got a solution to other people's problems. So I just left and started doing the lead gen for insurance agents, and probably like my first clients was the people from that firm. And so that's kind of how it started.
Right.
So had a problem, solved it for myself, solved it for another person. Now I realize I got a repeatable situation and a repeatable solution to it. And then from there, I'm like, okay, well, let's productize this.
How does the model solve the problem of creating leads? Like, how are you finding the leads? What's the process of lead generating from your model?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, I mean, there's only like, the first thing you do is you don't start with the model, you start with the problem.
Okay.
So you have to figure out a problem. So usually a lot of people are experts or they have some situation, and then it starts with the problem. For example, I was a life insurance agent. I needed people to call in order to make sales. So the biggest problem that I have right then is I need leads. I need people who are interested in life insurance. Well, most people are not walking around being interested in life insurance, right? They either have myths about it, they don't understand it, or they know somebody that has a situation where it didn't work out well for them.
Right.
That's one side of it.
That is.
But there's also another side where generational wealth get passed down tax-free, right?
Okay.
So now I got to bridge the gap to what's the sexiest, most convenient, it sounds simple, and easy to apply situation to do it. And I'm like, oh, well, who has this problem? And I'm like, all right, well, a lot of senior people don't think they can get or qualify for insurance because they got health problems. Well, that's the easiest people to kind of solve the problem because their health is bad. They know how much it's going to cost them, so they're willing to pay $100, $200 like it's nothing. So now I got a solution to the problem I have is how do I market to them? Well, I need to talk to the seniors. So I started with that niche. Does that make sense?
No, definitely makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the beginning of the system. Is you start with the problem, figure out the solution, then figure out how to communicate that solution to somebody to either make them aware of the problem that they don't they're not aware of that they have.
Exactly.
Or make them realize that the solution that they have is not the best solution. Or make them realize that the solution that they have is not the best and the most affordable solution.
Okay. And then now that you've made them aware, what's the next step into that model?
So this next step in making them aware is now the pain of it costs too much, it's taking too long, or maybe it doesn't do exactly what you thought it was going to do.
Okay.
And all that is planting a seed of doubt. So once you got a little bit of doubt, maybe they consider it, you got them, right? You know, we grew up, so you're talking to a female, she just broke up with a guy, or she about to break up with him, she start telling you and texting you and talking to you about him.
Right.
Now you got a shot. So once you can get their ear, they're aware about the problem that they have, they're solution aware, and now there's a seed of doubt that there just might be something else better for them. That's human nature.
Human nature.
That we always striving for something. Get a brand new Urus outside.
Yes.
You see somebody come through in a Bugatti.
You don't even care nothing about the Urus no more.
You don't even care nothing about it.
Yeah.
And so with using that, you realize that that's just a psychological thing that you can use to intrigue people, plant a little bit of doubt. And then on the marketing, you just got to make it sound easy, fast, simple, and sexy.
And then once you plant that seed, that's when the solution comes in place.
Yeah. So now you have the pain, you got this solution. No, you got pain, you got a problem, and now I'm going to introduce you to this solution that's easier, faster, and probably going to be cheaper than what you're already paying for. And so when you do that, right, now you've got somebody's full attention, right?
Right.
And so now it becomes, okay, tell me a little bit more about that. And so now you got to break down your process in 3 pillars, which is it has to be an internal, an external, and a vehicle solution that makes sense to this person based off the time frame, the commitment level to it, and the price. And it always comes down to one of those 3 things, like time commitment, the price, and the vehicle. And if you can solve those 3 problems for somebody, then it kind of makes them
easy.
It makes it like a really easy situation for somebody to say yes.
Easy.
And so in that sense, that's kind of the sales process. And I'm kind of going deep, so I apologize.
Love that. No, I love it. I love it.
So like in a sales process, most people are doing 80% of the talking and only 20% of the listening. We call it the Sam Oven of silence, where we have a question-based framework where the only thing we're doing is asking a question, regurgitating or repeating back to them what they said, and then saying it in a succinct way, and then asking the next question, right? And so you do that till you get an understanding of their current situation.
Yes.
And then from there, we just do 3 pillars of kind of explaining at a high level. Here's exactly what we do in these 3 steps. Step 1 is we're going to build AI-powered lead generation system. This system is going to generate you 10 to 20 high-quality leads every single day, so you never have to go back to door knocking, cold calling, or X, Y, and Z. Right? So now that's pillar 2. The second thing, too, is we're going to build you an AI-powered system so that none of the leads that you buy slip through the crack. You know how you got all those leads probably just sitting over there? That's thousands to almost tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in your CRM because you're too busy now with these new hot leads to close that you're going to have money slink through the cracks. And the third thing is we're going to give you a predictable and repeatable sales mechanism that's going to help you to take a stranger and turn them into a paying client in one single 45-minute phone call. And so with that 3-step process, you are now going to go from struggling to do $5,000 to $10,000 a month to doing $100,000 a month with ease. So can you see how that's a predictable, repeatable system? That if you had that system, this is how you can get to the next level.
I can see that. And I can also see a lot of people needing that system. Like I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners that pretty much had the same struggle that you just said. And, I feel like you can put that system, like you said, in the barbershops, in the real estate, maybe even in the healthcare agencies. Have you helped somebody in the healthcare industry? So
I've had health insurance clients for sure. Again, the thing about it is these are principles. This isn't like a shiny object.
Right.
It's like you need to get people's attention, right? Well, the first thing you need is you start with a problem, right? You have to get crystal clear on what problem you're trying to solve. Again, my mentor always said, money changes hands when problems are solved. So if you want to get rich, then the fastest way to do that is to solve a big problem for rich people. Like, I was supposed to be coming down here and doing some stuff with the melanin folks, but they had some travel issues because we've been having some.
Okay.
But again, they started with solving one of the biggest problems that we all have as entrepreneurs.
Taxes.
Right? Taxes, right? Yeah. You start talking about, I can save you some money. Bro, hold on. Can you give me an appointment? Can I get an appointment, right?
Yes.
So you started solving problems like that. It makes it easy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To get people's attention. And then from there, right, you get their attention, and you got to communicate in a way that makes people understand that they may have a bigger problem. They may miss out on a solution if they don't act fast on it. And then it's only going to take a little bit at a time, and you're going to help them. And with your help, you're going to help them do some of the heavy lifting to do it. And then from there, you take them through a sales process. And that's really just to add to a landing page to capture their information.
Right.
Then from there, you're going to have a value video, which you call a VSL, which is just a pre-selling mechanism.
Okay.
From there. Then you'll have them fill out some information to make sure they qualify. And then from there, they can book a call with you. And then if you do that 3-step Sam of silence of taking them through a sales process, that's the system right there. And any type of business can take somebody through that process.
Where does the AI come in place?
So there's AI in multiple places, right?
Okay.
So the first place to start is once you come up with the problem, you can use AI to help you do the research to come up with the information for the copy on the landing page. You can come up with the demographic. You can come up with the total adjustable market. You can come up with the emails. You can come up with the script for the VSL. So the AI is all through it. Then running ads, that's all AI, right? The ads is the biggest piece of AI. Like when you look at your social media, that's all AI feeding you a personalized feed based off your interests, off the things you've clicked, off the way your eyes look when you watch the feed. So from there, Facebook and Instagram, they already know more about you. And I think it's 100 or 1,000 clicks. They know your personality type and the interests of the things that you like. That's why when you go over to your For You page or your Share page, what you see is what you see because they already showing you what they know about you, right? So that the AI is in place there.
Okay.
Then you can have AI to build websites for you, right?
Damn.
And then the video that you have on there, you can get the script for that. Then we have something called the AI survey, which is it asks people's questions and it disqualifies them or qualifies them based off the questions that they have to give them a score rating. And then all of that stuff goes into a CRM. You can have a chat bot in there with any type of software that you use that can send out text messages, emails. It can start conversations with people. Some of it can call people, right? And I'm getting hella nerdy with it, so just let me know.
I love it. Heck, keep going, bro.
And so then you use that, and then you can also train it to create the content. You can teach it to create the ads, and you can have it to create the videos at this point just by using AI to do it all, script it all, and now you can prompt it to record the videos and everything.
Is your client doing all of that work, or your company does all that work for the client?
I mean, it just depends, right? Some people they don't care about any of that. They just want the end result. So if that's the case, then we can do all of that for them. Okay. Some people want more control. So it's like, okay, so it's kind of like a done for you or a
done with
DIY or DWI, which is, so DIY is do it yourself. Some people is like, dude, just give me the play. I can run it myself. Right. And then there's a done with you, which is like, yeah, I want to do it, but I kind of want to be able to ask you questions. That's kind of where a group coaching program would come from. Okay. And then done for you is where you want us to kind of do it and set it all up for yourself. And then we just kind of explain to you what's happening. So it just kind of depends. Those are just kind of tiers of the way you can deliver it. And those are all business models too, right? Done for you is a more high ticket with recurring. Okay. So like for the done for you thing I do is like, the life insurance agent pay me between $10,000 and $12,000 a month to do it for them, right? Right. If you want to do it with me, then it's $10,000 to $20,000 a year for us to do it together. And over that year, like the transformation is for you to get to 6 figures and ultimately to 7 figures. And if you want to do it yourself, right, it's just a one-time investment, right? Of $5,000. So, that's kind of the tiers of it, and a lot of that comes with access, right? So if you want the minimum amount of access and just the information, where you just pay for that. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense, bro. Perfect sense, man. Perfect sense. You mentioned your mentor. How important was that mentor to your transformation?
So one of the things that I realized is the reason why I couldn't never get past where I was is because I couldn't see further than than what I thought was possible. And I took my glasses off because I really want people to understand this is when you invest in a mentor, you pay them, but you investing in yourself.
Right.
Because we're so used to having to take the stairs, the long road to success for us as a community, that we think that we got to go through the school of hard knocks, which is just a limiting belief. We undercharge so people can like us, so we can feel like we're reaching back. So what we're not doing is, that's not a bad thing, but we undervalue the skills and the expertise that we have until we burn out, or we start going the other way. True. And now we don't have the resources
You're talking
to do
a lot of people right now.
Okay?
Yeah.
The reason why I said that is because I invested in myself. So I took my old beliefs and replaced them with his beliefs. When you get a mentor, they see things in you and see things differently at a different level. And as you get that proximity, you start seeing that this person moves differently. They think differently. They don't talk about the same things. They don't engage in the same conversations. They pride themselves in having this veil of this type of belief and this framework and the way they move, right? See, what is the saying that the game is not taught, it's caught? You start seeing how people operate and you realize that we're operating on two different systems. And so it's the information in the system that we got to shift. And once I realized that, I'm like, the only thing standing in my way is me and my old beliefs. So I got to get rid of some of this. And entrepreneurship, man, is nothing but personal development for solving the problem for yourself. And the more problems that you solve for yourself, you start seeing these other problems and other people. You're like, oh, I get it. I used to be there. Struggling with confidence. Where'd that come from? Because I used to be there when they told me that I couldn't read or I couldn't sit still. I was ADHD. I was like, I get that. That's going to be your superpower in the future. Don't lose that. But what you do need is you need to find something where you can express that and lock in, bro. See what I'm saying?
Big time.
So I started to replace my old beliefs of I need to only charge this and get all of these amount of clients, which is difficult as a beginner to start a business to have 100 clients to get to $10,000, right? What if I could just get 5 people to say yes for 2,000 and get to 10? And also, instead of getting there in 1 year, what if I could get there in 6 months? What if I can get there in 3 months? So now I'm starting to believe because it's starting to work for me. And now I can make quantum leaps. And once I get a little bit of confidence, it's over with, right?
It's
like as soon as you get the fresh cut or you at the gym, right? You playing ball, you hit that first shot. Don't let me hit the first one. I'm shooting the next one and putting my hands behind my back before the ball even leave my hands.
Yes.
So I realized that the system that I was operating was the thing that was really the limiting belief that I had, is that I had the wrong information, which was you can do anything that you put your mind to. You can also not do anything that you put your mind to. And once I started believing that this opportunity was possible, that's really what happened, because I was skeptical in the beginning. I only seen a certain type of people having success with this, but I thought maybe that was for them. And then when it started happening for me, I'm like, no, bro, you can do this too. It's not about that. Business is this line, and it's a belief line. It's a self-belief line.
Right.
The amount that you charge is solely based on your internal belief.
How do you price your value though? Like, cause for you, your product didn't change.
Right.
It was your belief, and you knew it was worth more than what you were selling it for.
Right. Cause I started off at $500.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good question. So, Myron Golden talked about this too. It's the payoff, right? It's the 10x payoff. So I started looking at the math of the results that I'm getting for people, and that's where offer comes in, which is if I say, hey, I'm gonna give you this 10. No, you give me $10 and I'm gonna give you back this 100. Would you take that deal? Does that sound like a good deal?
Good deal.
All right. If I say give me 100 and I'm gonna give you back 1,000, would you take that deal?
Good deal.
If I say give me 1,000, I'm gonna give you back 10,000.
All day.
Right? Okay. So if that's the deal, that's a principle. So if you start with a problem, you want to try to solve a problem, and if somebody will work with you over a long period of time, whatever that amount is that you think that you could monetize as value, and you try to charge 10%. So if I'm making insurance agents on average $1 million. Let's just say for easy numbers, $100,000 a month. they'd be happy to give me 10,000. That's nothing.
That's nothing.
So that price discrepancy is an anchor to the solution of the problem that you solve, which is you want to make sure this is what most people don't ever talk about. They just talk about selling. You need to get good and master the thing that you sell and not just master talking about it. Get so good at it that you are number one at it, that your clients get the most amazing results. And more than that, you over deliver, that it feels like the price that you sell your thing for is that you're undercharging, and they feel like they got the good end of the deal.
Would you say focus is a key component? Because it seems like you cannot be distracted. I feel like distractions kind of mess people up, and I'm really talking for myself, really. Like,
yeah, man. So I think that was the number one thing that I learned from Sam Bevins. That was like his main kind of principle, which was the reason why most people don't have success is like on the business side, right?
Right.
And whatever model it is because they don't stick with it long enough. They don't know how to focus. They get sidetracked from other shiny objects when it's not working, right? So when it's working, they locked in. But the moment that it doesn't go their way, well, maybe I'm not doing this, or maybe this is what I was called to do, or maybe this ain't really the thing that I was meant out to be. And they kind of talk themselves out of it. And what happens is they in this vicious cycle of starting something, excited about it. While it's working, they do good. And then the moment that it stops working, they had this crisis of meaning. Well, now they start to doubt themselves, and then they quit, right? Instead of coming back up and doing like this, and as you're doing this, you're going up and to the right, they end up doing this over and over and over again. And it's the lack of focus, because you end up, when you have doubt, you start looking at other things that seem like it might be a better opportunity.
Or easier.
Yeah, exactly. So with the ease, you know, I think Sam Wells used to always say this too. Man, I'm kind of quoting him a lot in his...
Shout out to him.
Yeah, because he had a profound effect on my life, which is the grass is greener where you water it. So in saying that, like, every situation, everything has its its downside in it. But when you stick with it, guess what happens when you get to the top? There ain't many people up there. There's no competition at the top. All the competition is right down here. Because we all struggling to focus here. We all looking at the shiny objects. We all
ain't no competition at the top.
Bro,
I love that.
There's not.
Yeah, and that's
true. The 3%, the 1% is at the top. Think about that. There's only a few people up there. So in thinking that, what's one or two things, maybe three things that most people are doing that's keeping them from being at the top? They getting distracted. They start to, you know, we call it when I was younger, smelling yourself. They start feeling themselves, reading the presses. They're getting too good. They're getting too high on their praise off of what people are saying for them. Or they get one negative bad review, and then they think they need to all burn it down. And those are kind of the three things that kind of distract people. And it's all just a lack of focus, which is all of that's going to happen, right? And you kind of try to stay neutral and really just keep the main thing. And that's where the focus come in, which is the question is this thing getting me further, keeping me the same, or getting me closer to my goal?
And what is the goal? Like, for you, what was the goal? Was it money, or was it just impact?
Man, I just wanted enough money so that I didn't get evicted out of another apartment, or I didn't get the Apollo that I got from the Baja Pay here for the low jack to not take off. And when I'm in the corporate office, come back and my car ain't repo, which happened to me a couple of times when I was doing it. I just wanted to have a little bit of money left over at the end of the month. Really,
right?
I never thought it could get to $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month, because that wasn't the thing. Again, my belief shifted after I was like, oh, this is possible for me. But man, I just wanted to make $6,250, bro.
Right.
That was originally because I was making $4,200 a month waiting tables. I was making like $1,000, $1,050 a week. So I just wanted to make like $2,000 more than that so I could quit waiting tables, bro.
Right.
So that was the goal in the beginning. And then, you know, as you start to evolve and grow as a person in the space, and you start helping people, you kind of get addicted to helping people. That's where the strategies and the shiny objects come on, because you think that you can help people in different areas, and so you start creating more things.
So I like that you said that you get addicted to helping people.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that, man. So is that a good thing or a bad thing? I feel like
Well,
it's a good thing if you got a system in place.
yeah, I think that, like, again, it's one of those things that, like, when you're talented or you're good or something like that, it's a gift and a curse, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I wasn't like the most creative and the most talented people. I could like find one thing I'm really good at, and I could just lock into that. Some people are jack of all trades, or they're like everything just comes easy to them and they're talented. The problem with that is after a certain while, you can think that everything you touch turn to gold, right?
Yes.
So when that happens, the problem is that you never get great at a thing if you do that. So if you want to be good, you can do a bunch of stuff. But if you really want to be great, man, you got to cut out 90 to 99% of the things that you're doing. So what reason why it comes to helping people, you really have to ask yourself, is this still, I could help this person because you know you can, but is this aligning with the ultimate goal that I'm trying to do for the thing that I'm doing? Or is the thing that I'm helping this person out with the thing that I want to be known for? Because you could get put in a box that way too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you can help somebody along the way on the journey to what you're trying to do as your ultimate goal, and it aligns with what you're already trying to do, that makes sense, right?
Helping somebody while you along your way to get to your goal.
Yeah, because we all on the journey, bro, right?
Yeah.
We all on the journey, and we can't do it all by ourselves.
Uh-huh.
We're interdependent, which means we need a unique solution from somebody else. I need the genius from you in order to get to the thing that I need to get to, right? I need to be on this podcast. I needed for you to have created something in your mind that you thought was going to go to people before it actually reached the people, and stick with it long enough for it to work for somebody to say, hey, I want to be on his podcast, right?
Bingo.
Yeah.
No, I love that, bro. Man, that's a lot of stuff you just impact, bro. And my wheels are spinning because you're talking directly to me, bro. Like,
well, tell me about that. I guess because I know I'm just talking, but I want to kind of keep it a buck too. Like, tell me what you're thinking about, kind of what I'm saying.
No, bro, just helping a lot of people, man. Just kind of getting burnt out on helping a lot of people. But I think the key is just having that system in place so you don't get burnt out. Having that AI in place so you don't get burnt out. I really think, you just solved the problem already. Have a system, Mike. Have a system. Continue to help people while you're along your journey. Have a system in place so the system can filter and qualify the people that you help.
Yeah, and for us, man, I can without you saying what you're saying, I can feel it. Cause like once we get to a certain spot, like there's a lot of people, we carry a lot of stuff on our back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's people calling us, but they're calling us for something, but ain't nobody calling to check on you, right? So at the end of the day, it just be you sometime.
Yeah.
But I just remember somebody saying to me, it's like, bro, we built for it tough. We built for it. Because like, who else gonna do it? Who else gonna be consistent? Who else gonna show up every single day? Who else can handle it, turn, and then go, and maybe have to sit down and relax, but then they're gonna show up again the next day. There's only one person. It has to be you, right? Because you're the only one that's gonna do it the way it's supposed to be done. And so with that, man, it's like we gotta have a place to go to be like, bro, I don't know if I got it right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Just to be able to say that sometime, which is like, man, this shit ain't for the weak.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, is that place to go? Is that like a friend, a person, or?
Man, I feel like, man, Francis and Elijah, we have gotten tight in a short period of time. And if I can't argue with you about a limiting belief that I need to rip out of your hands to tell you that you can think bigger and better than that, but also be like, bro, we need to chill. I got it. Or also like, man, no, you have a limiting belief about that, then we can't be in my circle, right?
Right.
And it's really just looking for people that like want to do better, that like not a yes man and like independent thinkers and like they real men, you know what I mean? And it's hard to find that, but like you just looking for a real dude sometimes. And so I mean, that's just how I came up. You could just see something like, no, he ain't got it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like you kind of attract those people, you know what I'm saying? But you have to put yourself in situations where like I went to the podcast summit, right? I knew I was looking to connect with high level people. There was 3,000 people in there. I connected with one and I knew who it was.
Right.
And we talked about him already. Shout out to Brandon Boyd, right?
Shout out to B.
There was one person out of 3,000
right.
that I attracted to. And so putting yourself in situations like that.
Yep.
And then I honestly, I feel like everything that you already need is already around you. We just either not looking at it in a certain way, or we're too close to the situation. But like anything you really kind of need, if you just really take a step back and be like, bro, who do you know? Who's a real one like that? That you know? As you could just be like, bro, I need to chop it up for a second. Not on the entrepreneur stuff, not on the business stuff, but like
anything
bro,
else.
I just need to chop it up with you.
Right.
And funny enough, you could probably call 10 people and 9 of them gonna be too busy anyway. And the one that pick up the phone is the real one that was gonna pick it up anyway.
I got a friend like that, man. Very, very high level entrepreneur. And he likes to call me because we don't talk about business. It's like, Mike, I love calling you because, bro, I ain't got to talk about business with you, bro. Like, this is my favorite conversation of the day, man. I hate doing all the other stuff. Not hate, but I feel like I'm his relief when he calls me and talk to me, man.
Yeah, man, because you do need that. And I'm entrepreneur. I'm like a crazy entrepreneur. I'll be talking to Elijah about that. He's like, bro, but yeah, I'm a crazy entrepreneur. But sometimes you really do need to just like turn it off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, like I said, I talked about it. He's like, yeah, I got one person like that, but that's all you really need.
Okay.
And because there's only a few rare ones out here anyway. Yes. So if you already got one, you straight, bro.
Yes. Let's talk more about your consulting company, man. I appreciate that for giving me that advice. Really, like I said, you were talking directly to me. I want to learn more about you and your business. You did break down one of the models that you have and how you help people. Are there any other models inside your business other than that one-man business model?
No.
That's it.
Yeah, I practice what I preach. I got one system, and that's pretty much it. Because
love it.
Because I'm also an aspiring entrepreneur, but I'm lazy, bro. Like, I don't want to have to work harder than was necessary to get the job done. Now, I grind. Like, we literally been going from 9 to 9. But I'm going to have enough content for the rest of the year. If I don't ever turn the camera on, I got enough content for the rest of the year. So I'm doing this one effort, this one input, which is one to many, right? Mm-hmm. Which is I'm basically doing a VSL right now, right? Mm-hmm. A live one, pretty much. So in that instance, now that we're coming into the holiday season, it's gonna be more time. What better way than to have clips, videos, and podcasts and stuff coming out right now? So but in saying that, no, it's the same system. Anybody kind of comes through, come through the same process. You come through ads to Instagram, but the link in the bio gonna take you to the same spot. It'll take you to watch an introductory video called the VSL. Okay. From there, fill out a survey to book in a call, and then we can hop on a call. And the reason why I do it that way is because it's a system that's working 24/7. Your content's working 24/7. Your ads working 24/7. Your landing page is putting a little bit of a friction so that serious people would click and put their information in instead of curious people. Then you got to have a time commitment to watch a video. So that's going to create some interest. So on the front end, somebody going through all of those steps, fill out a survey and then book on the calendar, up until that point, I haven't done anything. Pretty much the other person has done all the work. Now they got some skin in the game with their time. So now when we hop on a call, I can look at the survey and see if this person is qualified. You see everything, right? You see everything, and now your positioning has changed too. Yeah. Tell me what motivated you to book this call. What's the biggest challenge you having and facing in your business right now? What other things have you done in the past to solve this problem? Right. Tell me about the last program that you had. What did you love about it? What did you hate about it? If there was one thing you could change in your business right now, what would it be? Right? If you had that, how much money could that make you if you had that solution over the next 12 months? Based off that situation, here's how I can help you. Pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3. What questions do you have? At that point, you're not talking anymore, and they're asking you questions, and they've pretty much resolved every single question that they have in their head. And then I tell them the price. We answer time frame, partner, spouse, and is it going to work or not, right? And then from there, so that's the same process that I would give to anybody. The reason why I say this is because I wanted to break that system down again, which is that's the same process that you can take anybody else through. Yes. And what happens if that lead doesn't have the money? Are they just washed away, or you got a place to put them? So I've been playing around with this because the low ticket thing, I'm not against it, but I don't think that how I want to say this. The low ticket thing, I think that it's an opportunity for you to collect, so that you don't feel like you're losing out on things. But at the same time, the ease of your business when you're working with high level people that don't depend on you for every single call, not asking the same questions. After you've mentored them and coached them, they don't do the thing and show up back to the next call to ask you the same questions and then charge back for the $97 because they didn't get the result, and then go run and put on social media this is a scam for the $97. Somebody that paid $10,000 has one call with you, they never show up to the calls, and they show up to the event, they add value, and they make you look better and give you the best testimonial. Right. I'm one of those people. I have not been on one of Omar El Takori's calls at all. Paid him $20,000 for the mastermind. Showed up in Las Vegas. We had a hot seat. We did a great thing.
Yep.
And it's this. So, I mean, that sounds like a good business model, right? To work with high level people. Because like you have a community like that. Like I feel like that's a lot of pressure too. You got hundreds of people just depending on you that they gave you their last. And they need this one to work. They got that last scratch off was that $97 that they gave you. And if it doesn't work right then, it's a tough situation. So
is it true that you only have to sell it one time and then that's your price? Like, because I'm thinking like how to transition from low ticket to high ticket. Because
okay, well, let's get specific then if you want. Just tell me what you got.
So, man, I own a lot of businesses, right? So you actually were transported in one of my businesses that I have. I have black trucks in the city.
Right.
And my low ticket clients are the people that want to just party and go get dropped off at the club. But my high ticket clients are the attorneys that need to create a large amount of expense.
Gotcha.
Because the more expense they have, the more money that they can get their client.
So they just happy to pay you.
They happy to pay me more money.
$200, $300, $400, $500.
So I would love to find that client versus my party clients.
So now you got a problem.
Right.
And here's a very clear solution. Everybody can see what this problem is, right? You're trying to find more people like the high ticket clients. So now the question becomes, what's the problem that you're solving for them? They got expenses that they need to take care of, so it's a tax deduction for them. What's some of the benefits of it? Luxury, right? Come and pick them up. They don't got to worry about it. They can answer emails. They can work. They can make more money in a commute riding with you and get luxury and get a tax write-off from it. You see where I'm going with this?
Yep.
So now you start speaking their language. If you really slow down and think about it and start just writing down like the benefits of why this client would work with you or why it makes sense. And you start, you kind of just turn your frequency, if that's the best way I can think of it, is you turn your frequency up to just speaking and communicating with them. And then it's content is everything. Start putting it out there. Man, we got the best service in Dallas and we work with this type of client right here. You start saying that.
Okay.
The thing about frequency is like with positivity, right? When you positive, negative people can't stand it. They got to get away from it really quickly, right? It frustrates them when you just like so positive, so happy, just always in a good mood. Yeah, that's by design. And what happens is you start attracting more people that think is like-minded like that, is optimistic and happy about the future. The same thing with the content. You change your frequency to talking about the perception of who you work with. Man, it's really simple for you to make that turnaround. And then you really don't have to stop marketing those people because they pay you and it kind of gets going, but you'll phase out of those people. And then you'll end up where the opportunity will just bake itself out, meaning you'll have these slots already booked or you have a booking for tomorrow. So you don't want liquor spilled in there. You don't want it smelling like gas.
Right.
So because you got a premium client coming in tomorrow that's going to pay you twice of what this one was.
Big problem right there.
So now, right?
Right.
Now it's not even available. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully that's helpful.
That is helpful. So are you saying that I need to start with the content? I mean, to change that?
I would start with the problem that you have, which is how do you get more of the A+ clients?
Okay.
Right? That's like the first place you start. Once you figure that part out, start thinking through that. The solution is in there somewhere based off of the things that I just said. Now, where are they? Who are they? Where are they? And then what can you say to just get their attention to say, here's why you should use this service. What are the benefits of that, right? And now you start talking about the person, the benefits of that, right? And then I think content is perception is everything.
Okay.
The way go over the top for the one client that you have, right?
Okay.
And then when you're in the car with them, ask them, Hey man, it's all the services you could use. I'm just curious, why'd you choose mine? And in there, that's where you're gonna get all the information that you need
to keep monetizing.
And whatever that person says when you in that's your marketing right there.
Yes. Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, so that's really simple. I think that like I ain't giving you like blanket advice, bro. That's like direct. Like if you can run a little bit of that play, I think that would help you out a lot.
Check me out in about 2 weeks, bro. 2 weeks. That's all it's gonna take. Give me about 2 weeks. I'm gonna send you a text message. Hey, look how I just switched this up.
Yeah.
You're gonna be proud, bro. You're gonna be proud. So, man, a lot of people don't get a chance to talk to like 7-figure entrepreneurs, and I don't take this time light at all, bro. And I want to ask you, like, how does money? What have you came across that money kind of did to you that you didn't like?
It make you you don't really care about how much what a thing costs, so you kind of lose a little touch on the value. Like I'm always getting some equipment or this or that or whatever, like buying some stuff, so you kind of lose touch into like the value of how much things cost, because it all costs the same. It doesn't matter how much it costs in your business, because you could just write it off, right?
Right.
So in that instance, you can kind of lose touch with the value of, man, there's somebody over here that would kill to have that, or somebody over here wish they had just $10 or $1 of that, where, you know, I got $1,000 Christmas tree, you know what I'm saying? And that just sounds crazy.
Right.
And it's like, what? $1,000 on a Christmas tree. But the way my kids look when I press the button and it goes from blinking lights to the clear lights, to I remember when I had a Christmas tree that was smaller than this, that didn't have no lights on it.
Right.
So now that I can pay for it, hell yeah, I don't ever want to, you know what I'm saying, for my kids to ever see that.
Right.
But again, I get jaded into the fact of how much things cost. So I do, now that we're talking, I'm just keeping it real. Like, like that's one of the things that I do miss, is that the concept and the value of the dollar don't really sting, because I'm looking at how much steak costs or how much the burger costs. Or sometimes I don't even look at the bill. My card is just in there. Or I just hand it to somebody else. Hey man, go and pay for that. So that part does kind of,
you gotta check yourself. You gotta check yourself.
But I also remember the other way, where I never had enough money for anything.
Right.
Or I had to go and borrow it, or the bill was due and I didn't have the money and this other one was due. Or I remember having my debit card and I had $20 in the bank that I needed to eat tomorrow, and my gas tank was on E. So I go to the gas tank and put the debit card in there and get $19 out of it. And then as soon as I leave there, I go right to the ATM and pull the 20 out. And I'm not worried about the $35 negative fee. That's how I used to operate before. One is way more difficult and was a lot of stress on my life, and the other one is kind of got me jaded, but the quality of my life is so much better. So of course, obviously, I kind of choose this situation, but you know, being jaded is usually typically not a good thing, if I'm just keeping it real, because you kind of desensitize yourself from that, just because the past was just so difficult kind of growing up. Well, you know, there was some nights where I was eating Doritos with hot sauce on it for dinner. You know what I'm saying? So now I just get whatever I want. Don't ever ask me about how much something costs for food. I'll never want to hear it. But that's one of the things I definitely want to work on.
Another thing is, what principle do you have to not allow the money to distract you from where you need to be going?
Well, the money is just a tool, man. And so I reinvest my money into things. So this is one of the things that nobody ever talk about, is after you make the money, what the hell do you do with it? So first thing I do is, it's a book by Michael Michalowicz called Profit First. And he teaches that you just have these 5 buckets that you put your money into. And what I do is, I'm a hustler by nature. So if the bank account looks low, then I got to get on my grizzy. And after I know that's one of my activation points, I don't let it just sit in my bank account, because 10 bands in there look real good. It's like, all right, let's go run it up. So I move the money out of my account. What that does is that keeps me hungry, but it also reminds me that there's still work to do. So that's one of the little hacks that I do. I move it out too.
I do the same thing.
Yeah. So I do that, and then I set up just a little investment account. It's called Vanguard, VAGWARD, and it's a little personalized account that you can set up.
Yep.
Because one of the things that I realized, I'm from Chicago, so I got me and him sneakerheads, so we got shoes galore. But when you just buy the shoes, right, that's for the company. But what if I could own a little piece of it? So I'm creating digital assets that I could turn into physical assets. So now I start putting a little $1,000 a week into this Vanguard account, $2,000 a week into there. That's just on autopilot because now I'm stacking bread. So now I can make money with my mouth and through my system. But now the money that I make, I move it out so I can stay hungry and hustle. And now I got my money making money for me when I sleep. I want to keep doing that. So that's one of the principles I do to kind of stay grounded, bro.
Yeah, I love that. And a lot of people needed to hear that, bro. I appreciate you breaking that down. I kind of do the same thing. You know, I kind of budget myself like on a $250 a week budget, pay myself $250 a week. And once that $250 gone, we got to eat what's in the refrigerator.
Yeah, man, you got to get after it. So you either got to like, you know, get good at what you spend your money on, or you got to go and make some more. And that process, it keeps you activated, right? Because anybody with, you know, money like that, you're going to take your foot off the gas. You know, it starts to become easy, start seeing the numbers go up. So you really got to play these mind games and stuff. It's like, how does LeBron James stay hungry after 21 years of playing in the league where he's got all the stats? How does he do that? It's always day one, bro.
Right.
It's always day one.
Right. Do you have a routine that kind of keeps you grounded as well?
Man, so remember I talked about the borrowing the beliefs thing? So the thing that was most powerful about the Sam Ovens thing wasn't like him teaching me the digital marketing. It was all this other stuff I ain't never even heard of.
Yes.
So I took this personality test, which I was like, what is that? It's called Myers-Briggs. And it kind of tells you answer a bunch of questions for like 3 minutes, and it kind of tells you what type of person you are.
Okay.
So that was everything. Because I'm like, why am I always upset or seem like I'm in a bad mood? Because my personality is called the achiever. I'm always looking, if I'm doing something, I always am thinking about the next thing to go, right? So in that could appear to be unhappy to people. So once I realized that was my type of personality, to some people, that was a negative thing. But to me, I would wake up every single morning. I would do gratitude, say a prayer, and then I have a vision board, but I got it as a photo album in my phone. So I look at that. So whether I'm tired, whether I'm frustrated, whether I got a charge back, or whether yesterday didn't go the way I needed to go, girlfriend tripping, I'm sick, whatever it is, I start looking at these goals that I have on this thing, which is if I stay in bed, I can't hit these. So now my mind is aligned. I'm thankful for that God woke me up this morning. And now the first thing I do before I even go pee is I'm looking at this like, bro, if you don't get out of bed, you can't even get none of this. Matter of fact, there's somebody younger, faster, and sharper than you that's already doing it. So now my wheel's working. So, okay, 2 feet on the ground. Then as soon as I get up, can you pass me my phone real quick? So then as soon as I get up, let me turn it off. So as soon as I get up, then there's this manifesto. And Sam Ovens had his manifesto. And man, this was the weirdest thing I'd ever heard.
Yes.
And the manifesto is, you know, they say life and death is in the power of the tongue, right?
Right.
But there's a manifesto where you talk about yourself, about things that you want to achieve in the future, but you talk about them in the present. And so my phone's about to turn on. I'm explaining to you. So once I realized what was happening with this is you kind of brainwash yourself into believing the things that you want to achieve, right? So you wake up and you're grateful for something.
Okay.
And then you look at the goals that you want to achieve, and then you start talking about them in the first person, right? So I'm going to read this to you real quick so you can see how powerful this is.
I hope y'all taking notes too, man. We inside of a 7-figure earner, and he's breaking down his principles, his mindset, his manifestos. You ain't gonna find this everywhere.
All right. So again, Arturo Johnson Morning Manifesto.
Right.
Arturo is the architect of growth. I build AI-powered systems that turn experts into million-dollar brands. Every move I make compounds. Every piece of content I release multiplies my reach, impact, and wealth. I'm not chasing opportunities anymore. Opportunities chase me because I lead with purpose, skill, and proof. I run an 8-figure company that creates AI growth infrastructure for experts around the world. My calendar is filled only with things that move my mission forward. Content, strategy, deals, and mentorship. I'm calm, clear, confident. My focus is legendary. I'm disciplined when motivation fades. I move with conviction, no hesitation, no second guessing. My systems run smoothly, my brand grows daily, and my bank accounts overflow with value delivered. Check this out. Today, I show up like the leader that I already am. I operate from abundance and not fear. I create, I connect, and I close. I speak with certainty, I act with courage, and I expect miracles as normal outcomes. I don't wait for permission. I build the table. I lead the conversation. I own the room. I'm Arturo Johnson. I'm the future of AI-powered entrepreneurship. I am unstoppable.
Whew. Yes, sir. You wake up and say that.
Every single day.
Damn.
So you think about that. Now, what has just happened in the first 5 to 10 minutes that I woke up? I'm ready. I'm ready for the day and whatever I can take on. Then I go and hit the gym. But that sequence is what makes me consistent to show up every single day. I'm grateful and I'm thankful.
Yes.
I look at my goals every single day, which people just make the goals and they never look at them again.
Right.
So that I stay on target for them. And then I speak it in the first person over my life. The first thing I do. And then from there, I go take an action to get a win through the day that has nothing to do with those goals, which is hit the gym. And now anything else I take on today can't stop me.
Man. But what happens when somebody calls your phone, bro? They don't throw you off?
You try to call this one, they don't get through. The fitness one, like you can't get through to that. I got 2 notifications right now, but yeah, you can't get through that. But again, it's limiting the distractions, bro.
Limiting the distractions.
What's the Rick Ross one? It's like, bro, you better be calling me about some money. It's better be about some money.
That's when that phone ring. Yeah.
So other than that, I probably get to it, but nothing's getting through before I do that, man. Nothing's getting it too, because that's you putting on your armor every single day. That's you grabbing your shield and your sword to go out here and do something. We're out here trying to do the impossible every single day, which is help people in exchanging value for money. That's never really hard to do, trying to convince an adult to do something that they know they should already be doing, and you can help them and they got the money to help you, but they want to keep the problem and keep the money.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So in doing that, you got to be sure and yourself grounded and thankful for where you are, a clear vision of the future, and have already done the result for yourself, because really you're exchanging certainty and confidence in somebody else. And when you show up every single day like that, you just exude confidence, right? And that's what people want. They want to be connected to that type of energy. Yeah, man.
Man, Arturo, bro, dang, man. I could talk to you all day, bro.
I love it, man. This is
you may have to invoice me after this one.
Bro, let me tell you, listen. So I have probably done 5 podcasts right now. And this probably been the best one, where this is a theme for today, where it's literally just been just showcasing, just talking just the real stuff, man. Where not just really talking about everything that I do, which was a little piece of it. But man, those core things, that's really what makes the difference. It's showing up.
Trust me, I know, man. I'm talking to you from really my problems, and I know a lot of people that's at the level that I am or not at the level I am are having those problems. So, I mean, you really broke it down with giving me a lot of principles.
Yeah, man.
Giving me infrastructure, telling me the systems, telling me to change my belief, telling me not to serve. Well, you didn't say don't serve the low tickets, but really your business can thrive if you serve a high ticket person. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, because the reason why I say that the principle is business is revenue in,
yes, right,
and then there's expenses, and then there's profit.
Right.
That's cash flow of a business.
Right.
So that's the equation of a business right there. Right. You generate revenue, less the expenses, and if there's something left over, you make a profit. So there's 2 ways to do that. Is you can do it for 1,000 at a little profit, or you can do it with 10 at a high profit. One is easy to scale, one is easier to manage, one is easier to operate. And so if you're doing that, it's just in that vehicle. Some people got the low ticket that's cooking right now. And it works for them. That's nothing, but I'm just more of the systems guy that I want a system running on its own. Less smart. Clients, better clients. You know, that's the way I like to work. So yeah, man.
And you kind of disclose your age at the beginning. You say you're 43, right?
42, yeah.
42. Mm-hmm. 10 years, you'll be 52. What you see yourself doing in 10 years from now? At 52.
one of the things that I'm probably the most terrified about is philanthropy, because I'm just a very one player person where I'm always driven and not dependent on other people. But I kind of want to start mentoring and sharing in some type of capacity to young men. I don't know why I'm compelled to that. Like I get in this bag of like talking. I feel like a dad sometimes when I'm just talking to people. I'm like, man, sorry if I'm turning into unk on you, but it just naturally happens. So I think that like at a certain point, I'm gonna try to create or find a cause or something that I can get behind. I will do that
for sure,
and then that'll be kind of where. But it'll be unique in a certain space. It won't just be like giving back. It'll be, how do you use the unique talents that you have?
Of course it's going to be unique, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unique talents that you have. How do you use the experiences and the talents that you have and turn that into something positive from something that's probably been negative happening in your life?
No, I wasn't thinking that you were just gonna go out in philanthropy. You're gonna put a system behind it, put some uniqueness behind it.
Yes. This is why you hang around with high level people, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Thinking the same way. But yeah, man, this has been great, bro.
Yes, man. Did I leave anything out, bro? Is this something that you want to talk more about, or you got something coming up in the near future that people need to be aware of? I know you say you got a book coming out. You writing a book now?
Yeah, the book's finished. Okay. But yeah, just on that, I want to say, if you're out there and you've got passion, you know there's a little bit more that you could be doing in life. If you're having a hard time, if things aren't working out, you're seeing all of these things kind of working online, and you know there's more month at the end than money. That your current situation is not your final destination, and a lot of times you just need some hope. And that's what I hope this video can share with you, is just to open your mind, just to turn it from, I know you kind of got a situation that's going on, but this is from somebody that was going through the same situations, moved 13 times, had 2 cars repossessed, evicted out of 2 apartments, sleeping on an air mattress, a negative $90 in my bank account, was able to turn around. And it was just because I never gave up hope and never gave up the belief. So if anybody is watching this, if there's anything, don't believe anything else I said about any of the stuff I've done, the accolades, the success, the dollars, the cars, the houses, all of that is irrelevant. I want you to take the belief that I'm a living testament to be standing here 42 years old, that if I can do it, you can do it.
Hey, y'all heard it right here, man, on the Building Billions podcast, man. He came and dropped a lot of life knowledge, a lot of principles, straight from the south side of Chicago. So they let you know that you can do it too. Also, just having the right alignment. He kind of said, like, being around people that empower you is important. So, you know, if you didn't take anything from this episode, I hope that you took that, because, man, my brother here, man, just killed it, man. Just
appreciate that. Thanks,
killed
man.
it, bro. Straight
this
up.
Is definitely this is definitely the best one I've been on. I'm so happy that I said yes to this 100%. And if you're out there and you looking to take your game to the next level, I definitely highly recommend coming and doing Billions. They do it right.
Yes, sir. Hey, where can they find you at, Arturo?
So yeah, it's super simple. I'm the most active on Instagram, so you can find me at Arturo, Arturo Johnson, Johnson, Consulting, Consulting. That's all one word. Or Arturo Johnson Business on YouTube. Let's go.
Let's go. Hey, another episode. I'm bringing my super friends from all across the globe to give y'all gems, give y'all game, give y'all infrastructure. Stay tuned for the next one. This one has been amazing. Thank you, Arturo, for coming.
Yeah.
And we out.
Let's go.